very beautiful, what they call coincidence. Sri Aurobindo says, the touches of artist, no? The divine has arranged that just at the time when Loretta was planning her exhibition on the teachings of the flowers, Sergei got the inspiration, without knowing about that, to invite Richard, who's the great authority on mother and flowers. And we're just very, very happy that once again you will share all your beautiful knowledge with us.
Thank you. Today I would like to ask the flowers themselves to talk to you. I'm just a mouthpiece trying to bring forward something of the beautiful gift of the spiritual significances of flowers. As I look around, it seems that each one of you is a flower, expressing some divine quality. And here we have an absolute abundance of flowers. The special way in which I wanted to introduce today's kind of dialogue with flowers was through the fragrance. Mother says it is largely through the fragrance that she could give the significances to flowers. And I'd like to tell you 3 little stories. They're actually from true life. The first is about a lady called Jyoti Priya, who founded the East-West Cultural Center in Los Angeles. She came to India to study Sanskrit, and of course she went to Benares, and in very hard conditions, because she was not used to sleeping on a hard bed in a little room with nothing else but her books. But she began to experience a strange perfume around her, and that was so soothing that she forgot all the kind of hardships that she had to physically bear with. Later on, she came to the ashram, and when she came here, I don't remember exactly because it's such a long time ago she told this story, but when she smelled the psychological perfection, she remembered that fragrance that had enveloped her in her first days in Benares. I'll tell you another little story which I heard only the other day from Mandakini, who helped us with the compilation of the new flower book in 2 volumes with pictures. And she told me around 1956, around the 29th of February, she was making something in the kitchen. She was making something just with ordinary things, and she didn't know how it would turn out. But she felt suddenly a kind of fragrance. It was smelling sweet. And this remained with her, but she didn't know exactly what it was, and she forgot all about it. When she came to the ashram, and she was charmed by the flowers and the mother giving flowers, she came across a flower called the joy of integral faithfulness. And when she smelled that flower, she immediately remembered the smell that the fragrance that came out of in her kitchen around the special day of the supramental descent into the physical. I'd like to add just a little story about my own experience. When I came here and smelled for the first time the honeysuckle, which Mother calls constant remembrance of the divine, as soon as I smelled it, I remembered exactly where I had seen it, where was the countryside, what was everything about, everything came in a flash back to me. Oh, I smelled this before. And this shows how deep and subtle and, of course, revealing the fragrances are. In fact, in the agenda where Mother talks about flowers, and she's giving this flower of spiritual perfume, spiritual fragrance to Sat Prem. And she says, when I smelled this, I thought of Shiva doing his tapasya. It was so strong. And she, of course, has given the name spiritual perfume. So this is just to say that we can fill our whole life with perfume. And of course, I must add that artificial perfumes can be sometimes deceiving because they block our sensibility to the more subtler ones which we would experience, for instance, with flowers. Since we are talking about flowers, I would like to bring back this experience that the Mother had while in Japan, when she saw a cherry blossom. And this is what she experienced. A deep concentration seized on me, and I perceived that I was identifying myself with a single cherry blossom, and through it with all cherry blossoms. And as I descended deeper and deeper into the consciousness, following a stream of bluish force, I suddenly became the cherry tree itself, stretching towards the sky like so many arms, its innumerable branches laden with their sacrifice of flowers. Then I heard distinctly this sentence: "Thou hast made thyself one with the soul of the cherry tree, and so thou canst take note that it is the divine who makes the offering of this flower prayer to heaven." When I had written it, all was effaced. But now the blood of the cherry tree flows in my veins, and with it flows an incomparable stream of peace and force. What difference is there between the human body and the body of a tree? In truth, there is none. the consciousness which animates both of them is the same. Then the cherry tree whispered in my ear, it is in the cherry blossom that lies the remedies for the disorders of the spring. Of course, you must be curious about what are these disorders of the spring. But Mother explains later, India, I believe, India Agenda also, I don't remember where, but she says in Japan they have a habit of taking an infusion of cherry blossoms before the summer, just as we take neem flowers, or we chew a few neem leaves before this summer comes, so that we will not get prickly heat, or we will not suffer too much in the summertime. So she said that is more or less the tradition in Japan, to take an infusion of cherry blossoms so that they won't get little boils or little things to disturb them during the summer.